Guys, it's official. NFL season is here. Fantasy football is back. This is the best time of the year. I've been so fucking excited, waiting months for this, preparing, publishing content. And unfortunately, I live in Germany, so I'm going to have to watch it in the morning. It's going to be at like 2:30 a.m. my time. It's like getting blue balled, man. It feels horrendous, especially when you have players playing. You can't watch these primetime games. It sucks, but what are you going to do, man? But this video is not about that. It's not about my woes and my hardships. This is about 5 wide receiver starts and 5 wide receiver busts for week 1. These are just dudes that I think, I've done a little bit of due diligence. I don't think they're going to be able to perform as well as they maybe could the rest of the season. If you get value from this video or if you like the way I do these videos, I'd really appreciate a like and a sub. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you have sit-start questions, anything to comment on, please let me know, or some feedback. Without wasting any more of your time, let's hop into this video. And we will start with my starts. And the first guy on my list is going to be Jaxon Smith-Njigba. It's a pretty simple thesis as to why I think Jaxon Smith is a good start. But first, to preface real quick, these are 5 starts that are kind of non-obvious, right? These are guys that are obviously not in like the top 10. Like everybody's going to be starting the top 10 guys. So these are just dudes that I think could be like sneaky starts at value. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is the first one. Basically, the thesis is that DK Metcalf's going to be shadowed by Patrick Surtain. And he's currently the highest paid corner. And if he's going to be shadowing DK Metcalf, that should open things up for Jaxon Smith and Lockett. But Lockett is banged up. So I expect a lot of targets and receptions in week 1. I accept Jaxon Smith, who's been getting hyped and gassed all off season, to really show up, really produce. This is the first guy on my list. We're gonna move through these, boys. Number 2 is going to be Jaylen Waddle. They're playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have a decent run defense. Their secondary is not that great. It's a 51.5 over under. I want pieces in this offense. Obviously, I choose Tyreek Hill, but everybody's starting him. I think Jaylen Waddle is going to really produce. He's been dealing with some injuries. He's not like super healthy at the moment, which is fucking par for the course for Jaylen Waddle. I mean, damn, man. But he's healthy enough. He's been practicing. I think he's going to have a nice game in a shootout. I think a lot of attention is going to move toward Tyreek Hill. It's going to open things up for Jaylen Waddle. So that's just, I just feel it in my loins, man, at the end of the day. Third guy on the list is going to be Rashee Rice. They're playing against the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night, which is tonight for you guys, tomorrow morning for me, for fuck's sakes. It's a favorable matchup if he sees Kyle Hamilton. Should have the advantage there. He's going to be the top target for Patrick Mahomes and for the Chiefs, especially with Hollywood Brown not playing. Everyone's healthy, man. Everyone is healthy for the Chiefs, other than Hollywood Brown, obviously. And, Rashee Rice is going to be that dude. He's going to be the top target. I don't know if Kelsey is going to be like the every week top target like he usually is. And it's got a pretty decent over-under, 46.5 points. You like that. You like to see that. Anything above like 46 points tends to be pretty good, in my opinion. At the end of the day, anything can happen. Even the games with small over-unders can always shoot up, but we go with the data, right? Vegas tends to be right about this type of stuff. And the fourth guy on my start list is going to be Cooper Kupp. They're playing against the Detroit Lions. I have to start this one with the fact that it is a 51.5 over-under. The Rams are 3.5 underdogs. So 3.5 point underdogs. That is music to everybody's ears. It's music to my ears. Puka Nacua owners rejoice. Cooper Kupp owners rejoice. Kyron Williams owners rejoice. He's going to get a lot of receptions most likely. This is going to be a game, dude. This is a game that you want to get pieces of. You want to be starting as many players in this game as you can. And this is one of the first times that Cooper Kupp's been healthy in a while, man. And like, there really aren't any lingering injuries or anything. Cooper Kupp, supposedly he's been the main guy in the offense. He's been kind of dominating in camp. The offense has really run through Cooper Kupp, according to a lot of beat writers and a lot of people that have been there at camp. So I tend to listen to them, right? I think he has a very high touchdown probability this week. I think he probably catches one from Matt Stafford. They just have such a good connection. And one more little piece of news is that the Lions were 30th against wide receivers last season. So I don't know if they've improved that. All we can do is go off of last season. It's fucking week 1. So Cooper Kupp, man. Definitely start him. Chris Godwin is my 5th guy. They're playing against the Washington Commanders. It's a cake matchup, honestly. It's a pretty bad secondary. And I just thought, Chris Godwin could be a guy where it's like, week 1 jitters. Maybe Baker Mayfield's not feeling so comfortable in the pocket. Maybe he's looking for his safety valve guys underneath. Maybe K. Dotton, maybe Chris Godwin end up producing a little bit more than usual. Mike Evans just getting up there a little bit in age. But honestly, honorary mention for Mike Evans as well. It's just a cake matchup. And in week 1, like teams aren't situated. People don't really know what's going on. People are fucking missing substitution calls and shit. Like it could just be a game where Chris Godwin produces more than he has in the past couple of years. And now we move on, boys, to our bust list. These are 5 busts, guys that I am worried about starting. And the first one on the list is going to be Amari Cooper. This one is pretty simple. They're playing against the Dallas Cowboys. It is a tough defense, probably going to be the league's better defense, like at least top 3 this season. And the thing is, he might be shadowed by Trayvon Diggs. We're not sure. But he's coming off of an ACL injury. So Trayvon Diggs was injured all last season from an ACL. This is going to be his first game back. So most people would say, fuck, he's going to be shadowed by Diggs. That's bad, but he's coming off an ACL. I mean, fuck, dude, he might actually be a start then, right? Like, he might be cooking this boy, Trayvon Diggs. Like, I don't know. But the last point of why I think he's a bust, 40.5 over under. It's one of the lowest on the weekends. So both teams, you know, are teams that like time of possession, that are going to be grinding out the clock. I don't know if the Cowboys have the run game to be grinding out the clock and running it. I mean, yeah, so it's a low over under. Tough defense. If he's shadowed by Diggs, who is typically pretty good, it's just a bad thesis. And the next guy on the list is going to be DK Metcalf. They're playing against the Denver Broncos. Most people would say, what the fuck? Smash that, dude. Smash. Denver Broncos are ass. They're cheeks. Usually, yes. But he's going to be shadowed by Patrick Surtain, who's currently the highest paid corner in the NFL. Highest paid ever? I don't know. I can't remember. And it's only a 41.5 over under, right? So the Seahawks are favorites in a low over under game. I feel like the only person who won't eat is going to be DK. It's like, all right, you guys might beat us. It's going to be low scoring, but we're going to take DK Metcalf away with Surtain. Everybody else is going to be getting absolutely shredded, dude. It's going to be Marshawn Lynch, like, you know, beast quaking on everybody, the rest of the team. And the third guy on the list, oh, real quick, I think this game is going to be dominated by, as I mentioned from my starts, Jaxon Smith-Njigba and Kenneth Walker III. I think it's really going to be a Kenneth Walker and Jaxon Smith game. I can imagine like Kenneth Walker punching in 2 touchdowns, Jaxon Smith maybe another one, and that wraps it up for DK Metcalf. The third player on my list is going to be Xavier Worthy. They're playing against the Baltimore Ravens, so I had Rashee Rice as a start. I have Xavier Worthy as a sit. I just think he's unproven. We haven't seen him play. Like, let's see him fucking play before we put him in our rosters, man. Like, let's rub the 2 brain cells we have together and realize that fantasy football is all about risk. Do not make any risky plays this early in the season, man. You're not trying to push to the playoffs yet. You're not in a must win. It's not a Monday night football game where you're down by fucking 32 and you need a pop off week. No reason to start a dude who's we expect to be pretty boom bust in week 1. Let's just see, man. Let's just see what happens first. And it's a tough opponent, but I will caveat that by saying if Brandon Stevens covers him, who we expect that, he might be stealing his lunch money, telling him to ice up, telling him to hit the showers early, dude. Brandon Stevens is not good, and Xavier Worthy can burn him. But even if he does, let's just say he burns him for like a long touchdown. I don't know if he's going to get the volume to really like start him and be okay with the risk that he doesn't get that long touchdown. That's just my opinion. Come at me in the comments. Fourth person on the list is a group of people. It's the Titans wide receivers. They're going to be playing against the Chicago Bears. I just think the Bears have a surprisingly good defense, and Levis is kind of unproven, right? Like, he was really shaky last season when he came on. He was a gunslinger in like that first game, through like 4 touchdowns, like was fucking pointing at people in the crowd and giving them like the double guns. Like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I was like, damn, this dude's him. The very next game, he was just an absolute fart. So, and then the rest of the season, he was essentially just a compounding fart, just a jar of farts being compounded on themselves. So yeah, he's unproven. I think this is going to be mostly like a Pollard and Spears game. They're going to be dominating touches. I think he's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's going to be like the Bears have a surprisingly good defense, man. Like, they're a surprisingly good defense. I think they're ranked like 10th in the NFL in projections in terms of their defensive unit. So I think they're going to be getting after Levis. I think he's going to be uncomfortable. He's going to be checking down a lot. And yeah, next thing on the list is going to be Keenan Allen. Honestly, they're playing against the Titans, so Keenan Allen's on the other side of that game. Honestly, man, he's just fat, dude. I needed a 5th dude to put on this list, and the only report I've seen about Keenan Allen all offseason or leading up to the season is that he's fat. That he's been hitting them chicken nuggets, dude. Like, he's been hitting them 50 pieces. Must have been on sale bought next to his house, bro, because rumor has it my boy's hitting 250, right? Like, that's not what you want, man. You don't want to be on that end of 200, right? You don't want to be in the second half of 200 as a wide receiver. So, as a fellow resident, you know, as a fellow fat, I can't imagine playing in the NFL myself. So, if Keenan Allen indeed is fat at the moment, then he's not somebody I want to be starting. I don't really have much data to support that, but that wraps it up, boys. That's 5 starts, 5 stashes. If you like this video, if you did find some value, hit me with a like and a sub. Come at me, Tuesday morning when every single person that I said was going to bust ends up popping off. That's what tends to happen, man. At the end of the day, I am not, Nosferatu or I'm not Nosferatu or Nostradamus, both of them. No, we'll leave it. Keenan Allen might be Nosferatu. All right. Silly video. Anyway, boys, hit me with the like and a sub. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.